Francesca from Worms Down Under. I'm going to be showing you how to set up your large-scale worm farm. There are a couple things you'll need. You'll need a Stanley knife, one of the boxes from your flat-packed worm mod, a water source, a shovel, and lastly, you'll need a good quality bedding. Today, I'm going to be using an aged horse manure. You can use any aged animal manure, cocoa peat, or a pre-composted material. That will ultimately go on top of the cardboard and be the home and bedding for your worms. An ideal location for your worm farm is a shaded area, ideally protected from the west. It also needs to be on firm ground. Today we're on some uneven ground, but we've gone and put some blocks under the feet to help with leveling the worm farm. What you might see happen is the lid of your worm farm might be a little bit out of square from the rest of the frame. That indicates that we need to adjust the feet height in order to bring the worm farm into square. We adjust the feet height by lifting up the leg and unthreading that bottom foot. Once we've got the worm farm all leveled, it's time to start rehydrating that bedding. When we're rehydrating that bedding, we don't want any dry bits. We want everything to be nice and moist before putting it into the worm farm. I'm lucky enough to be using the Bobcat bucket today to help rehydrate this manure. We were just able to pick it up from our aged manure pile. You can use a wheelbarrow or any type of bucket, but we're looking for about 1/3 to halfway of the worm farm to be filled up. Ideally about 1/3 is a good place to start. While we're waiting for that manure to rehydrate, we're going to cut the box up and place that on top of the bedding angles and scraper system. It's important to remove any of this sticky tape. We just want the cardboard. Alright, so you probably won't require the whole box, but we just need enough to provide a stable environment for that manure to sit on top of. So as the worms start consuming and processing the manures, they will begin to build cast, which will ultimately take over as the bedding structure when the cardboard disintegrates. But we just need that platform to get them going. If you're needing more carbon sources, keep the worm mod boxes and feed the worm farm some cardboard if you need that carbon boost. So we've placed all those bits of cardboard on top of the bedding angles. The worm farm is looking a little bit dirty, and that's because we're restarting this worm farm. Alright guys, now that that's done, it's time to get this aged manure on top of that cardboard. Make sure that if you found any dry bits, you rehydrate that manure as it's going in. Alright, so all the bedding's now in. I'm just going to give it a final watering to really make sure that there are no dry bits before putting any worms in. So we've got all of that bedding in and ready for our worms.